Hello everyone, welcome to Edurice channel. This is 20 minutes challenge day 12 and from today I'll be going with daily 10 MCQs challenge for you to practice the things we are learning for 20 minutes daily. So I will be sharing a Google form link in the comment. You have to just click on that and attend the 10 MCQs question that is asked based on the video. So let's see the things that you are learning. You are able to also get the reference how much you have learned so that you will be just going through with this 10 simple MCQs challenge. So are you ready for today's session? We'll go with 20 minutes challenge and then 10 MCQs challenge in the comment box I'll be posting. We have started with the second chapter, Function Junction in Excel. Cyber Quest keeps learning grade 7. So to start with, the previous videos that we have talked about, we have seen a formula that can be used in a Excel sheet. It consists of references, operators, constant, functions. It apart from these, it can also have some ranges and mathematical operators, cell addresses, nothing but the references, right? And always a formula function starts with an equal symbol, that is a must. And we have talked about working with formulas, how a formula can be entered in a cell and how you can do it in the formula bar as well. And then using formula with text, how will you do implement formula on the text as well. We have seen cell range, cell references, relative, absolute, and mixed. So in today's session, we are going to continue from that. So this is the Cyber Quest Kips Learning Chapter 2, Function Junction in Excel. All right, going to the chapter, we have talked about how we can enter in the cell. In the last video, day 11, we have seen how to enter formula in the formula bar and how to enter in the cell. So we have already created an Excel sheet. Then for text, we are going to use a concatenation operator, or you can just say it as ampersand and operator. Now this ampersand symbol, this is and symbol called as ampersand. This is used to perform addition on strings. Addition in the sense, let's say if you have Kips learning and when you apply this is equal to A1 ampersand B1, it combines both the strings one after the other. This is called concatenation. And you will be doing by just using this ampersand symbol and symbol. Two cells with text. Cell range, we have talked about the cell range. How if I'm selecting a number of cells, that is the starting and ending point can be represented with a colon. So first cell number A2, the last cell number D11, this is here. So this range is represented with first cell colon last cell. This is called range of cells. How we are going to use range in formulas. So we have done this tabular column in the Excel sheet in the previous video. We have also implemented this sum function to find sum of all these quantities. And next we have also started with the cell references. There are three types of cell references: relative, absolute, and mixed references. And in the last video, we also have already talked about relative cell address. So when we are going to copy the formula from here to the other cell, automatically the cell reference will be changed. All right, we'll start with absolute reference. Okay, I'll just a step back. I'll start with relative reference, then we'll understand absolute and mixed reference as well. Right, let's start the 20 minutes challenge. So here we go. All right, 20 minutes started. This is the Excel sheet we have already created in the previous video. You can see there is a heading given to this Excel sheet, birthday expenses. This is talking about all these items which we are going to calculate its expenses. These are the quantities or number of items for each of these items. I mean number of things that we have bought for each items. And this is unit price per price for one quantity, one item. What is the cost? If it is 30, how much will be the cost? So you have just randomly we have taken these values and we have randomly taken the values of unit price. Now for you to apply formula, now the first thing, if you click on this cell 66, the value 66 is calculated with the help of formula. You can see the formula in the formula bar. So we have this is equal to sum bracket B3 colon B10. B3 is pointing this column B and this row 3. So B3 means this cell is selected from here till B10. So these all cell values are added up because you're using sum. Sum is a keyword or you can say function, predefined function where you are going to add all the cells related given in the range. And as I said, formula always start with equal symbol. Now, when I have calculated all these values with the formula, now the same thing I want to do for the next cell, next column as well. Now let's say I have to add from C3 till C10. Here I had added B3 till B10. So the formula I have written here sum B3 colon B10. Now let's say I'll delete this, I'll do it again. When you copy formula from one cell to the other cell, the address of the cells is changed with respect to the cell that you are going to perform. Now, as I have said, here I want to add all the values and find the sum. Now, what I'll do, the formula that I have written here, I'll press Ctrl C, copy. Now, click on the cell where you want to paste, Ctrl V. Now, you see here 66 is not added. I am not adding 66. Sorry, I am not pasting 66 here. If you click on this cell, you will see the formula is equal to sum C3 colon C10. In the previous cell, it was B3 colon B10. In the next cell, it is C3 colon C10. That means this is called relative address. When you are copying formula, the address location with which this formula was implemented will be navigated. It is like with reference to this cell, it will take the cells, relative cells to calculate the value, right? So this is called relative address. So if you go with the definition, reference to the cell or cell range are usually based on the position relative to the cell, means to this particular cell. Relative means to this relation with this cell, that is the relation. So in that relative cells, so when you copy the formula to other cells, the reference cell automatically gets changed. So that changed is called, with that change will be relative in accordance to it. So because of that it is called relative reference, right? So we have done this relative reference. So you have this formula here. I have copied it here. So when you copied, you will see that it is changed from B3, B10, B3 colon B10 is this is the range to C3, C10. Now likewise, if I have to go for doing it even for this, the same thing happens. Now first we have to calculate these things. What we are doing here, this is quantity, this is per unit price. For 1 unit, 50 is the rupees. So I have to multiply this with this to find the total cost. So I have written the formula B3 into C3. B3 is what? This one. This is column B, row 3. Multiply by C3. C and 3. Now, what I'll do, I'll copy and paste. Now, instead of copy paste, you can also just drag. Click on this dot. You will see the cursor changes. Can you see the cursor change? Before it is like white plus symbol. But when you bring it to the cell dot, where the cell is selected to copy the formula, the symbol of the cursor is changing to black plus. Click and drag. The formula relative address is going to implement there. Now you see here the first cell formula is, you can see in the formula bar, B3 into C3. I'll scroll down, B4 into C4, B5 into C5, B6 into C6, B7 into C7, B8 into C8, B9 into C9, B10 into C10. What is happening here? With respect to the cell, the reference, relative reference is changed. It is not same. So when I'm copying the formula, actually its relative address will be changed. So this is called relative address. Now this next I have to find the sum of all this. Again here just click and drag. So it is finding now the sum here is D3 from this D column 3 to D column 10. This is what? Relative address. Now we will see absolute address. Now how will you find absolute address? Let's say I have a discount of 10%. 10% is what? As I am going to a shop and going within all these things. So the total cost is ranging me around 6,250 and I'm asking, please give me some discount. Oh, invitation card 50 rupees. This is too high. Can you please reduce it to some percentage or please give me some concession? So let's say if the shopkeeper have given you 10% discount on all these items, for all these items, the discount 10% is same. The cost of all these items are different, right? And this is the amount that you have obtained for each item. Now on these cost, 10% discount on all these items, let's say I want to implement. So what I'll do? I'll just have to take this and get this 10% discount. So 10% discount, if you do it, what happens? You will get the discounted amount over here. So let's see. Now is equal to this. I want to multiply. Now please observe here what I am doing. Now you can see in the formula bar or you can see in the cell that I am doing. I am going to enter dollar with B because this is B column and 13 is the number. So I am writing B, a dollar again with 13. So you see 10% is selected and this D3 is selected. Press enter. Discounted amount is 150 rupees. Out of 1500, 150 rupees can be reduced. 10% is 150. So Now, now if you see here, let me just increase the font size. This is okay. So 150 is the amount, discounted amount. Now if you see the formula D3 star dollar B dollar 13. Now what I'm going to do is I'll just copy the same formula. I'm copying the formula in the addresses in the next cells so that I can find all the discounts of all this price. So at the dot, you have to drag, sorry, just move on to the dot. You will see the cursor changes and drag the cursor. And you are going to find all the discount amount. Just pay attention. I'll click on this. Look at the formula. We have D3 star dollar B dollar 13. Next, D4, $B, $13. Okay. D5, $B, $13. D6, $B, $13. D7, $B, $13. D8, $B, $13. What do you observe here? $B, $13 is same. Only cell D3, D4, D5, D6 that is changing. Now, can you understand? Can you tell me this part is not changing, but only D10 is changing? Because of what you think this is not changing and that is changing? What more did I add to that B and 13 because of which that is fixed? Can you see? I have added a dollar symbol here before B, before 13. Yes, a dollar symbol is added whenever you want the cell reference to be fixed. Whenever the cell reference to be fixed, you will add a dollar symbol. And when you don't want a fixed absolute, this is called absolute reference. Absolute reference is what? Where the cell number, cell reference will not change, it will be fixed. Here D10, this is relative address because it is changing. Now this is B3, B4, B5, sorry, D5, D6, D7, D8. That is continuously changing. Only the B term is fixed. So, when an absolute address is the one where the cell reference will not change. It means the cell address will not change wherever dollar is kept. So before B, that is column, before 13, that is before row. So this row and this column means I am selecting one cell. This particular cell I have selected. This cell D13, this is fixed. By keeping this fixed, I am varying this D values. So this fixing by dollar symbol is called as absolute reference. Okay. Now if you see here, to find the discount B13, this is the discounted amount with keeping same D3 for the amount, I am finding the discount. So that is absolute reference. Now if you see mixed reference, here mixed reference means, let's say I have cell A1. I want only the row to change but not the column. Column is A. I want it to be fixed. Keep a dollar symbol in front of column. That is alphabet. This is fixed column, changing rows. Or you can also have changing columns, fixed rows. So dollar will be there only to the number but not to the letter. That is column. So you can have this mixed reference can be of two types. Either column will be fixed with changing rows or column will be changing with fixed rows. That is the two things that you can do. Now we'll go with the same example. Here, let's say I want D3 with B fixed, let's say, and I want to change instead of 13, I want to change it to, we have from 3. Let's keep it as 3. I will drag the formula to the other cells. Now let's see the formula. Now we have, look at this formula bar. We have D3 star B3. D4, B column is not changing. You can see D is fixed. D4, D3, D5, D6, D6, D7, D7, D8, D9, D10, B10. Now, if you want to, let's say, I don't want to fix the column, I want to fix the row. Now, let's say 3 is fixed. I'll keep a dollar symbol before that. Yes. I want B to be fixed, this dollar to fourth row to be fixed. Let's drag the formula. Now you see, I have fixed the column. Row is fixed, column will be changing. Now you see, it's not changing, it is the same. Hmm. So here it is taking mixed reference example to be as this one is not working, this one worked, but the individual thing was not working. Let's see in the other video. So we have the mixed reference where we have both relative address and absolute address. So D3 is relative and this is absolute. So mix of these two things will be the relative and absolute will be giving you mixed references. So this is the explanation given for that. Now next we have functions. Now in functions we have certain certain rules to follow and remember whenever you are using it in the Excel sheet. Now first, to understand what a function is. Functions, like we have used sum in the Excel sheet, if you see, we have already used one function called sum. Now, how will you think? What do you think that when I write sum in the Excel formula bar, it is going to add the range of cells that I have given? Because this sum is a predefined function. The Excel already knew that sum is to add the range of cells that it have given. Likewise, we have different functions with the keywords which is already defined. So you will see a list of functions. I'll be showing you list of functions that you can use, the formulas which are already defined. So when I use that function, compiler, the Excel will know, okay, sum means I have to add, divide, div if it is there, avj means I have to find average, percentage I have to find the percentage, minimum min means I have to find minimum, max. So likewise we have a list of predefined formulas or functions that are available so that you can do the calculation. Simple or complex calculations can be performed easily. And the thing is, you have to remember, always a function will start with equal symbol. It will have parenthesis. Parenthesis means this bracket. You can see this opening bracket and closing bracket. So all the function name will have a opening and closing parenthesis. Starts with an equal symbol. And inside this parenthesis, whatever you are going to write are called as arguments. In this case, if you see, I have written sum bracket B3 colon B10. This is the range of cell values that I have given. It is also called as arguments, the values from where it have to the cell reference from where it have to take the values. So we call it as arguments. So here you can see here they accept arguments and return values. Arguments are nothing but these are input values to the function from where the values are to be taken and perform the operation. So it can be numbers, it can be text, it can be anything which is written within this closed brackets, right? So this is what we have. And if you see the rules, the first rule, equal symbol starts with equal. I have said you already. And it should always have opening and closing parentheses, right? And the arguments in the parentheses should be there. I mean, within the brackets, you are going to give either some numbers or the references or range. It can be anything to perform the function on that. And the last is case sensitive. It is not case sensitive. Case sensitive in the sense Usually, English alphabets we have. Oh, we are done with the time. All right, the last point I'll just explain and finish it off. So, case sensitive means in English we have uppercase letters, that is capital letters, and lower case letters, that is small letters. In upper and lower case, whenever you write, let's say SUM or small letter SUM, the Excel sheet will take both of these and it will understand it have to go for performing addition operation, right? Sometimes what happens is in some programming languages, the programming language will be case sensitive. That means if you write SUM capital, SUM in small, both it will take it as differently. So that is said to be as case sensitive. Excel is not case sensitive. That means it will understand even if you write in capital letters or in small letters. All right. So that's it for today's class. In the next class, we'll continue with this insert function dialog box, how to use different functions, mathematical functions or logical functions that are available. We'll go with each of these a little bit explanations and usage in the Excel sheet. I hope you have understood in today's class. If you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment box. And please remember, I will be posting a Google form for you to answer 10 MCQs related to topics that we have discussed. Please let me know what's your score in the comment box and keep learning. Thank you. Bye bye.